The Edgerton Walking Tour, April 24th, 2021. A good crowd up here at Aylesworth State Park. I want to thank everyone for coming for the tour today. We're going to be starting here in a couple of minutes. We're going to have you walk up by that truck, that Ranger. We have the original map that my son found of 1885. We have copies of it too. A large copy and a small for everyone. I hope we have enough here. But if you want to walk up towards that dark blue Ranger, we have the map there. He's going to explain. He found it online, and it has the names of all the buildings and where they were in the town.
I can always give it up.
Okay, can everybody hear me? So, this map I actually kind of found on accident. I mostly research mines, and I was looking for mine maps of Edgerton and around Edgerton. And the Mine Maps website wasn't working, so I went right to the DEP, the Department of Environmental Protection. I went right to their website, and I just kind of stumbled on it. So we had to print it out, and it's not that exciting, as is. You could see it a lot better on a computer. So what I did was, got on Photoshop, I highlighted everything that was interesting, all the properties, all the roads, and we had that printed out on a smaller sheet of paper. Me and my mom went and traced it, scanned that back in, and then we labeled everything. And you end up with... Yeah. End up with this map right here. So it's much easier to see. There's only two really major differences. We didn't trace any of the surveying marks or anything like that. Other than that, we labeled the school on this map what we assume is probably the school. It wasn't actually on the original map. And right here on the very edge, the original map actually goes all the way down to the mine. But we cut that off since the whole thing would be very small. This arrow you can see, the north arrow, that's pointing to magnetic north. That's the original arrow. As well as this text here, that's all original, except for the scale. I had to make a new scale because that didn't come out very well. But that's pretty much how we got this map.
Also, I do think that the original map was cross-hatched where the buildings are dark. We assume this is an 1885 map, and Edgerton was started in
83.
83 to 1906.
1905.
Or 5. So this is a very early part of the town. So we think that the darker ones were buildings that were there, and the other ones that are just outlined was possibly what they were going to build later.
Proposed buildings, yeah.
Right. So we have this map, and then if you want to hold on to that. This is the same map at pretty much actual size with regards to this. We traced this exact map onto this, the same process pretty much, and labeled that as well.
So you know where you're at. Now we have signs up there too when you get there that say you are here, and you can look on the map, you can see exactly where you are in that town.
I can grab none of them. Got yourself a good crowd today, Dale.
Everybody has a map and everything, and you're ready to walk. We're going to start. It's about 1.25 miles in. I'll be riding on the quad, and we'll meet you up there at the first stop where the private properties are. And if you look at your map, you'll see the names of the people who own those properties. Just curious, how do you people find out about this? Was it on did you hear it on the radio or in the paper? Just curious. Newspaper? Facebook? Radio? Okay. Yeah, we did an ad on WILK. You're going to be following Dave and Joyce here. They're going to lead the way in walking, and I'm going to be on the quad riding. Walkers are on their way in. Still walking on the way to the old Hunters Pavilion. Some trees down here taken down by beaver. Okay, you look at your maps there, we're at the edge of the private properties here. We got the last few coming in there. These properties, like I said before, because these people weren't in here, They were not residents, they were businesses, and the only one we know about was a bottling company. The fire around the turn of the century burned them all down except the one that had no insurance. That one, the fire leaped right over it. And there's no remnants of the foundations at all, but they were right here in this area. If you look at the map, you are here. Take your map out, you see where you're at. The original road going into Edgerton was called Anderson Street. You look at your map there, the one we're walking on, even back then it was called Abandoned Road. It was abandoned in 1885. And you walk up here past maybe 20, 50 yards past that quad there and you turn left. That's the old road. There's nothing left of that. That would be Anderson Street. It would take you right into the schoolhouse. We're going to be going up the abandoned road. We're going to stop at what's called the water closet. That was actually a toilet. It's on the map. You can see that.
On the way up to the water closet, and we're going to wait for all the hikers there.
And the walkers are on their way in towards the water closet. We're at the junction in the road right here. If you look on your map there, it was water closet. That was another name for a toilet. What we're going to do is walk straight up this way to the breaker. And you have your little pictures there. If you took them, you can see what it looked like back then. It's only some rocks and pieces of the foundation now. And from there, we're going over to the schoolhouse. You guys are going to have to walk back this way and then back that way over that bridge. And Dave will lead you over to the schoolhouse, and we'll drive over with the quad. But we're going to go to the breaker foundation first. And if you look at that little picture, it was a big breaker, and there's only little pieces of the foundation left. But there was a 16-year-old boy fell 18 foot, broke his neck, he died in there. We have all the records on that. It's such a quiet, peaceful place up here now, and there's a lot of tragedy. In fact, there was a riot up here once, in 1902, the strikes. There was a lot of shooting, and we have all the records on that. The tourists on their way up to the breaker foundation. We're now standing right in front of the breaker. If you take your map out and that little picture and look up in the woods there, you can see a concrete foundation up there, two pieces one on each side, and then work your way down the mountain. Look in there, you see all those the rocks there are like steps. This breaker was layered, 7 or 8 tiers there was to that, and it was big. Look at the picture, and this is the breaker where that 16-year-old boy died. He fell 18 feet in it. It was probably very noisy. This was the heart of the town, and once they ran out of the coal, they shut this down, and then they tore all the homes down. But that's all that's left of it, those rocks in there and that concrete up on top. But it looks just like that picture that you have. We are going to be doing a documentary on this too. We're going to be looking for anyone who wants to be an actor to act in it. Short scenes there. We're going to be taking them up here and walking around the town. So you could contact us on our Facebook page, or the Edgerton page, if you're interested in anything like that. We're going to cross the creek on our way down to the school.
Then he'll be with those kids. Oh, because we turned around.
If you take your map out and that little picture and look at it, you can see the school listed on the map, and on the picture you can see the 2 outhouses behind it. That school was taught by several teachers. John Moran was the last one. He was from Archibald, and he taught till the town closed in 1905. He used to walk from Laurel Street in Archibald up number 5 hill through the woods up to the school, start the fire, start teaching, then put the fire out and walk home. And he'd pass by a girl named Winifred Caffrey in number 5 hill. They got to know each other, they married, and then later on her brother used to teach Sunday school in the school building up here at night, on Sunday nights. But it was in this area, we're not sure exactly where, because there was a lot of silt on top of this town. If you look at any of my videos, you could see the maps that my son put together of the silt. Well, they flew over in 1939 in a plane, and there's maps on there from that, and he imposed them on top of later maps, and you could see there was like 25, 30 feet of silt all over this area that came out of the mine. So when they plowed that out of there in the 1990s and before, they took foundations out and everything. So we're not sure exactly where the school was, but it is in this area here. The school taught kids, the boys went till about age 7, and then they went to work in the breaker. And then the girls, they were the ones that mainly stayed till a little later in age. But it was a 1-room schoolhouse. Look at the picture there with 2 outhouses in the back. Behind me there were the outhouses, and that was right in this area here. We're looking for another picture of the town. I was told there was one taken from the breaker, and you can see the front of the school, but we haven't located that picture yet. That'll be going in our next book if we do find it. Anybody have any questions? We can make this interactive too. The vein of coal was about 20 feet thick, and they thought it was going to last almost forever. We found in the paper, probably 1892, they were going to dig a tunnel through the mountain, have their own private railroad going up to the canal, D&H Canal. And when they ran out of the coal, they just scrapped those ideas because the coal was gone. But there was that much coal, 20 feet high. A lot of accidents, a lot of people got killed up here. We have all the, if you have our book, if you bought it, you could see the names of those who died and got hurt in the mines there. But there was lots, I mean, it was a way of life, accidents at work. A little piece of woods like this, nice and peaceful and quiet. There was, like I said, riots up here. There's, if you could picture around the schoolhouse here, you'd see the kids, hear the kids running around playing. You'd hear the breaker in the background. It was a noisy place. Right now, no noise at all except for the quad here. They did. They moved the houses when they tore them down because they were company owned. There's one in Mayfield we're positive of. It's on May Street. And there's a couple, I think Pepper said 2 or 3 more in German. I'm not sure where they're at. And Pepper passed away in 2017. He's the one that initiated this project. He started researching this at 12 years old. And he took me on board around 2010. And our book came out in 2013. We had our first Edgerton program March 3rd. 2011. We didn't know if there'd be an interest in the town, and we had 392 people there, and we turned away 200 more. We expected 50. And they blocked up East German. We ordered pizza. The girl calls. She said, well, we're going to be late. Why is that? Well, you blocked the town. I guess they didn't have that many people there since the 1970 centennial. Later on, they start strip mining up here, and up in the mountain there, it's all stripped down there. We took a ride up there a couple of days ago. I'm going to post that on with this video. You can see there's a lot of strippings up there. But once they ran out of the coal here, all the deep mining stopped in this town. There's no mines underneath where you're standing. That mountain there to the south, it's all underneath there. It's heavily mined. In our book, we have a map, and you can see it. I mean, there's a lot of openings. There is an air shaft up there. It's a mile or so away. We don't take people out. It's too dangerous there. But it's to ventilate all the mines, the workings up there. They were very extensive. Anybody else have any questions about anything in the town?
Was there a church in the town?
No, there wasn't. They used this here. Like I said, Mr. Caffrey had Sunday school classes. He taught. We saw that in the paper somewhere at night, Sunday nights there. The school was used in the day. And the people that went to church, I guess, down in German or Mayfield. And just Sunday school was taught here by Caffrey, who got to know the town through John Moran. His sister married John. They met as he walked back and forth to work. That's a work ethic you don't see anymore. Walking from Laurel Street in Archibald up to here and back through the woods. You know, nobody would do that now. Okay, we're going to turn around. If you want to let us get ahead so you don't have to listen to the motor, we're going to go up to the next foundation. It's a home. There's 2 home foundations there. You can see how small the homes were. If you take out your map and your little picture and look at those homes, you're standing in front of a home right now, and there's another one here. They were actually on both sides of the street. And look at the picture. They were brown wood. There was no paint on them. And see how small that is? That was what they fit in, I don't know, whatever they had in the family. They had big families back then. But that was the average size home. They're small like that. And Pepper actually dug this one out. It was all covered up with silt, because where we're standing now was underneath about 30 feet of silt. According to that picture that we found on the Penn Pilot website, you could see it clearly. It was all covered up. These homes were covered with silt, and that was buried. He dug that by hand, found that foundation, and that's the only one he dug out, but you could clearly see it was a house. Everyone get a look at that little foundation there? That's the size of the house. They were all the same size. So look in the picture there. Look on the map there. Basically the same size homes, and they're all company owned. And as soon as that coal ran out, they came down. Those homes on both sides. This side here, you don't see any depressions because the silt filled it up and nobody dug them out. But look at that little picture, and you can see the homes running up and down the street here on both sides. Brown, no paint on them at all. Next stop is going to be the Hosey Dam. You might want to get pictures there because, like I said before, they may be dismantling that dam. But it's a little ways up the road here, and it's really nice for pictures. You want to get your cameras ready, and it's great. First hiker coming in now to the Hosey Dam. Beaver hutch over there in the dam. Everybody checking out the dam now. Hosey Dam.
when it gets a little warmer, the snakes come down there.
Yeah, I said I saw a rattlesnake here one day a long time ago.
Very good. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. There's not a whole lot left in the town, but there was 300 families up here working under very bad conditions years ago, and that's how they lived. This is one of many patch towns that are around the area, and we're working on documentaries of other ones too. There's one in Jessup that only has 5 homes there, but this one had the most homes around here. There's actually 300 families living here, and a lot of accidents, a lot of people died. Our next book should be out sometime next year. Keep an eye on our Facebook page and you'll see when that's out, and thank you all again for coming.
On the way out from the Edgerton Tour. We're still up in the town though. We're on A Street. We're going back a different way. This is the original road that went into Edgerton. And the walkers are down the other way. We're going back this way. Let's see if we can see if we can get through. It's a rough road now, but this was actually the original road that they walked in. German. Part of it goes underneath Aylesworth Park. Obviously we can't go on that part. But we're driving down the road that was traversed 116 years ago. This is the rock that had the picture carved in from the First World War. A picture of a soldier there, and it said, "Peace is dear, but mother is sorrowful." In other words, it's nice the war is over, but her boy died. But that's, you can't even see it anymore. It wore right out. Back to Aylesworth Dam right now. And we got some water to go through. The hikers are coming in. More hikers on the way out now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
There comes more hikers on the way out. Everybody had a good time today.
Are you up on top, Mikhail?
More walkers.
Down from
In the woods.
no.
We're still missing some walkers.
Look at your shoes. Good thing walking.
There he is. An Edgerton porcupine.
Oh my God.
There he is. And they're slow.
He wobbles. Is that the way they walk?
Yeah, we've seen a couple of them in the trees.
Maybe that's,
And they're slow. Yeah,
maybe there's
they're...
a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's an old guy, I don't know. There he goes. Don't see too much wildlife up here, but we film it when we see it. The start of the road where the walkers walk in to Edgerton. A little bit of puddles on the road here. So far, not too bad. You can still get around the water on the right here. Going up on the water now where it goes over the top of the road. Shovel. Heading up the rocky part of the road right now. Back at the old Hunter Pavilion, where the walkers come in. We're up at the Hosey Dam now. We're going to take the people up here on tour to get some pictures, because they may be taking this dam apart. Headed up the mountain behind the Edgerton breaker. It's been a while since I was up here. Last time I went up, I walked it. Now we're riding. Behind the breaker. Very steep. Hook in the rock there for something. Looking at the top layer of the breaker right there. Wintertime. Very rocky road here. Formations up here. Way up behind the breaker right now. Still headed up higher.
Right there's one. You see it's caved in a little bit? You see the
Yes. Some kind of foundation up there.
there?
Definitely can't take a Jeep up here, that's for sure. Rock formations way up behind. Up on top here by that foundation, and we have lag bolts, big lag bolts here. It was probably some kind of a part of the breaker system, maybe an anchor point or something. Very big bolts and nuts on the end of it. We're looking down towards the breaker right now, towards the town of Edgerton. Working our way up towards the top. Still not there yet. We're on the way. Way up behind the breaker now. We're probably halfway between the breaker and the old borehole, or the old ventilation shaft. We went up a few weeks ago to see.
There's something there stacked, Bill. You see those rocks? It looks like it's another square. I don't get it.
Very near the top right now. Head up to another air shaft. Some kind of hole there.
Dug it out. You see that?
Yeah, something dug that out. Hey, the road's a lot smoother up here now. We're way up on top. Oh, okay, we have a borehole here. Oh boy, it looks like it goes down a ways. I can see the bottom, but I see water down there. Right up on top, behind Edgerton, way up top. And we're almost on the Casey Casa land here. But it's all undermined here, and this is all the remnants from the strippings. All these piles here. remnants from strip mines up here. It's never on these roads before. There goes
an owl.
an owl, looks like, yeah.
Right going on like that. You wonder how much land is, how much
Way behind Edgerton right now. Never been here before. Interesting roads up here and strip mining holes.
we're only
We're north, or east rather, we're east of that air shaft. Probably in the area where the other air shaft's supposed to be.
I found that air shaft. I was looking to put a trail in.
Those trees over there are where the other air shaft is, the ventilation shaft. So we're in the area of where the other shaft is, but it's probably closed in, I don't know. Back behind, or east of the hole, ventilation shaft. And the road is only fit for quads or feet. Definitely couldn't even get a Jeep up here.
I think it's very important to preserve our history.
A lot of mud on this road. Interesting area up here. Nice little mud puddle we're coming up on. Get a picture of this. Definitely a road I was never on before. We're somewhere behind Edgerton, but we're still in Pennsylvania, I know that. Another stand of pine trees. That swamp there, wow. Looks like a telephone pole in there.
Yes, well, there's, yeah, right there. This is the old breaker up by Casey Costa's up there. There's telephone lines going everywhere.
Breaker up by Casey Costa. Okay, another pond up here.
It's,
Not far from Salem Road here. Isn't that the machinery up there that's on the way to...
yes, the Euclids over there.
Definitely roads for quads only, or feet. Except we're somewhere up behind Edgerton.
Oh, we're up behind Aylesworth, right
Up
now.
near Aylesworth. Okay, the other side of
They drop
Aylesworth.
it right down to the parking lot.
This part of the road's not bad at all now.